Hello and welcome to Current Issues with me, Tarun. Kashmir is on the boil after terrorist Burhan Wani was shot dead, with the Prime Minister himself taking stock of the situation today, and the violence continues. To discuss this whole issue, I have with me Lieutenant General Raj Qadian. Then Vinod Sharma is a political commentator and a veteran editor. Tasleem Ahmed Rahmani, President of MPCI, also joins us. I'll first go to Vinod Sharma, who's been covering Pakistan, who's covered Pakistan for 3 decades, and could give us a picture of why currently we are facing the situation that we are.
Well, let's make one thing clear, that this situation, as I see it, and others may disagree, is qualitatively different from what we have seen earlier in the valley. It's somewhat closer in reality to what we saw in the early 90s.
Yes.
And it has certain features of the trouble in the valley in 2010 as well.
Okay.
As also 2008 needs to be discussed to get things in the right perspective. But as of now, the essential nature of this stir, this outpouring of the people there, has to it a more indigenous content.
Yes.
The authorities too agree that.
Yes.
That intercepts don't show much of traffic happening by way of communication from the Pakistani side. And this should cause us more worry. If this phenomenon gets branded as indigenous,
yes,
as homegrown,
yes,
then Pakistan will have a good argument to say that we are not involved, this is your own problem, sort it out, and they will use the opportunity as they used to do in the 1990s, early 90s, to question India's human rights records.
So this will use as a tool against India.
So this could possibly be giving Pakistan an edge, a diplomatic edge over India on this issue. And I think we should be doubly cautious about it. We should make sure that the statements issued by the ruling dispensation, both in Jammu and Kashmir and at the center,
yes,
are restrained. They don't. They are not on the side of the exaggeration.
Yes.
Because our task today should be to restore calm in the valley.
Yes.
And to set up a dialogue table if possible,
Okay,
with internally
okay,
with the people of Kashmir,
taking
and
that,
the political leadership there.
Taking that cue, I'm going to Lieutenant General Raj Qadian. General Qadian, if you could tell me, where exactly have things gone wrong? A terrorist gets shot dead and there is so much of uproar. Do you see this as politically motivated?
Vinod is right to a great extent that we are seeing a repeat of the days of yore.
Yes.
So far, whatever militant leaders were there, they were old people. It was assumed that they are looking for the kind of personal placement that in case they meet success, they will leave militancy, join political stream and become a minister or something like that.
Yes.
But Burhan Wani was a youngster,
yes,
who was a fresh face. He was like a poster boy. And in the last 6 years, especially after 2013 when his mentor died, he had become, yes, a cult figure. He was not seen with any personal motive being an inspiration for him.
Yes.
And therefore, he was able to motivate a number of young people into joining the militancy.
Okay.
As far as the Pakistan is concerned, I think that is an irrelevant factor.
Yes.
Pakistan's reality is known the world over.
Okay.
Whether they get a diplomatic edge or not is of no consequence.
Okay.
We need to have a look at it, how to control the situation and move forward.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the problem is complicated. It does not lend itself to a black and white solution.
Yes.
One has to move on various fronts altogether: political, economic, diplomatic, social, psychological. Till then, the security forces have been keeping the situation under control. They will continue to do so. But other fronts have to move forward.
Okay.
Politically, an experiment is already underway.
Okay.
Where the ruling party at the center has joined the coalition.
Yes.
Diplomatically, I think Pakistan is isolated. We can ignore what they say.
General Qadian, one small quick comment from you.
In our internal matters.
What I want to know is, when the narrative goes in favor of the terrorist, what happens, because the narrative, what happens to what you can say psychologically to the forces who are laying down their lives to defend the borders of India, because there are people who speak in favor of the terrorists rather than speaking for the forces who are there to protect us. How does it affect what you can say the psychology of the soldier?
Well, we are a liberal democracy. I think soldiers by and large understand that politicians speak not with a national feeling, but with they basically address their constituencies. But if I notice correctly, this time, the Home Minister himself has contacted various political parties, and every political party has given a very sensible and a very balanced statement.
Okay.
So the soldiers, I don't think, will be greatly affected by what an individual says. They may still say, but I don't think that's the worry. The security forces are doing their job and they will continue to do the job.
Okay, point taken. I'm going to Taslim Rahmani. Taslim Rahmani, if you could tell me why somebody like Burhan Wani is causing so much of trouble in Kashmir. A terrorist was shot dead at the end. But why, I mean, why there is such a huge public outroar?
See, Vineet, this encounter of Burhan Wani is not the first one.
Yes.
And very sadly, I say that it may not be the last one as well.
Yes.
But for the current situation, this encounter has given a new situation. This is for the first time that after an encounter, such a mass public exodus has been seen.
Yes.
What I see the situation is like an abscess which is burst. This is not that just because of the Burhan Wani encounter, this so much such a large number of public has come out to retaliate on this one encounter. I don't think this. I think this was a sentiment which was nurturing for a long time.
Yes.
And what Vinod had just said, the situation has taken a U-turn that which like that. The 2008 situation was much better a situation where a dialogue was there. But now that situation has taken U-turn to the 1990 situation.
I will come back to you, Taslim Rahmani. I'll come back to you with this point of things going for the worst.
Process of dialogue.
Okay, I've got Colonel Rabindranath joining me on the phone line. Yes, Colonel Rabindranath, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
What point do you want to make?
I got a point that whatever is happening,
yes,
you see, especially the terrorism, it starts with a trivial thing and it turns into various stages. So during this period, the neighbors may help them because the people in Kashmir, especially, they want independence in the initial stages.
Yes.
But later on in 90s, it cooled down because all these trivial things, basic needs, education, jobs, various things are involved in this, and nobody is bothered for that.
Okay, point taken. So you're linking development to the problems in Kashmir. You're linking development. Thank you so much, Colonel Rabindranath, for giving your point. I'll go across to Vinod Sharma before I come back to Taslim Ahmed Rahmani. Vinod Sharma, if you could tell us, in the past 2 years, Prime Minister Modi himself and the National Security Advisor Ajit Doval himself have taken and paid attention to Pakistan. You see so many visits, an impromptu visit to meet Nawaz Sharif. Now, you stayed in Pakistan for long enough. Could you tell us that despite all these approaches that were taken, why this has happened?
No, may I say one thing? There hasn't been a serious dialogue on the Kashmir issue between the two governments. Meeting each other is fine.
Yes.
You know, talking about talks is fine.
Yes.
There hasn't been a substantive dialogue and any kind of a progress, even by way of a CBM, which will bring relief to the people of Kashmir.
Yes.
Like the one we saw, the bus which was started despite all-round chaos and the bombs were getting blown up, and that bus was seen, was shown a green flag, and it was seen off from Srinagar for Muzaffarabad. That's another thing. What I am saying is that regardless of what your perception is, Burhan Wani has no serious case of terrorism against him.
Okay.
There isn't one single case of terrorism against him.
Okay.
As General Qadian, and who I rate very highly as a military person who doesn't allow his emotions to dominate his logic, he has rightly said, you know, this situation is very different from one you encountered in 2010 or 2008.
Yes.
It is closer to 1990 because until 1990s, early 90s, there wasn't a fair election in the valley.
Yes.
Thereafter, we have had a series of fair elections in the valley.
Yes.
And my worry is that if this protest is allowed to snowball
Yes.
or sustain
Yes.
for any longer,
Yes.
the gains on the ground that India made politically
Yes.
by showing to the world that fair elections have been held in the valley,
Yes.
and they have elected governments which are truly representative of them,
Yes.
as per our argument.
Yes.
So, the whole issue of Kashmir is from our standpoint settled insofar as what part of Kashmir belongs to us.
Yes.
Whatever is left to be discussed as per the 1994
Yes.
February resolution of Lok Sabha
Yes.
is the Kashmir under the control of Pakistan.
Yes.
Now, this is the position.
Yes.
And this is a territory which is, regardless of what we want to say, is disputed.
Yes.
It is a disputed territory.
Okay.
Because it is a disputed territory, the Pakistani government has in the past has been using the argument that because it's an ideological question,
Yes.
we do not have control over all the actors
Yes.
which are trying to create ferment from
Okay.
across the border in our valley.
Okay.
You get my point?
Yes.
So that is why somebody taking note of it personally, doing it personally, let's not, sort of celebrate that.
So you mean
at that
personal
level.
meetings and
You see,
decisions?
it doesn't, you see, a meeting is
Just that, a meeting.
it's just about a meeting.
Yes.
Unless there is a forward movement.
Okay.
And has there been a resumption of dialogue
Yes.
between the center and the state
Yes.
players, stakeholders in the state?
Yes.
Let's not talk about Pakistan for the moment.
Yes.
What I am saying is that now is the time to have a dialogue with the people of Kashmir on the agenda of governance
Yes.
on which the government of PDP and BJP was formed.
Okay.
That is that.
Okay,
I mean,
point
it was
taken.
very
A dialogue
clearly
with the
said.
people of
It is
Kashmir.
it is a
We've got a
government for-
caller
it is-
at this moment, Monica from Punjab. What point do you want to make, Monica?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Actually, sir, I want to know about what is the condition right now of Kashmir.
Okay. Okay. You have a question as such. Okay. Point taken. I'll get one of my panelists to answer this question. I'm going across to Lieutenant General Qadian. Lieutenant General Qadian, where have we reached? Despite all the diplomacy in the initiatives taken, where is the problem? Why Pakistan is persisting with such kind of behavior where it is giving a rise to terrorism? How do you see this whole pattern? Since 2014 when the government took over, the government took many positive steps to at least engage. Vinod Sharma made his own points that there was no serious dialogue. How do you look at this?
There hasn't been a dialogue.
Yeah.
It's just meetings.
Okay.
I mean, having a cup of tea together means nothing. On a complex issue like Kashmir and the kind of relationship we have with Pakistan.
Yes, General Qadian.
I still would like to believe
Yes.
that I would still like to believe that if the two countries which are neighbors
Yes.
have to maintain neighborly relations, the dialogue must continue.
Yeah.
And I think India has made all kinds of efforts. Mostly it has been unilateral. Pakistan has not responded by extending a hand of friendship. But Pakistan unfortunately continues to behave like that proverbial dog's tail. It doesn't straighten out. And I think we need to now take a stock whether continued efforts are really required in bringing Pakistan to a negotiating table.
Yes.
But that is Pakistan. Let us deal with Kashmir.
Yes.
There is always an effort in every democracy to talk to the people who have taken to the gun.
Yes.
Government always say that you leave the path of violence, come and talk to us, tell us what your problems are.
Yes.
I think if Kashmiris get development, the jobs are created, tourism picks up, the youth will not be misguided. My own experience, when I talked to a taxi driver some time back, young man, the first question he asked me, could I get him a job in Delhi for driving?
But General
Obviously, that
Qadian, one
showed that
question.
unemployment
When
is what
such
is hurting
violent
them.
protests break out, how should they be dealt with? Very firmly, with a very strong hand, and it should be crushed? Or should you then talk? Because what you're speaking is very long-term goals. When such incidents happen, how do you tackle them?
No, this is being tackled by the security forces. The only way to tackle violence is by use of force.
Yes.
People who are sympathizing with a slain terrorist,
Yes.
they are also anti-national, so there should be no sympathy in case they attack the security forces, they throw stones at them. Security forces have every right and every justification to
Yes.
use force.
Yes.
It is very unfortunate that more than 30 innocent people have died. We all regret that.
Yes.
But then I don't think there is another way out. The backlash after killing Wani was expected, but maybe the scale was not expected.
Okay, the scale was.
This
okay,
is unfortunate, but I think the security forces will be able to handle the situation,
Yes.
but other factors must start working.
Taslim Rahmani today, Prime Minister, along with a whole lot of ministers in his cabinet, also the National Security Advisor, took a meeting and this issue was discussed today morning. Now, despite the center taking all these things seriously into cognizance, why the situation is snowballing into this kind of problem? Do you think the political leadership of Kashmir ought to take a more active role in getting people to be sober? Because this all is linked to the political leadership. There is a government of the day in place in Kashmir. Do you think the political leadership of Kashmir needs to take or get its act together? Yes.
You see what I was telling you earlier, that the core issue is Kashmir.
Yes.
And Kashmir is a disputed one.
Yes.
Until and unless we restore a meaningful dialogue. A dialogue doesn't mean that, okay, there should be some cultural relation, there should be some development, there should be the bus going inside, we should have goody-goody, the people-to-people relation and cultural relation, this and that. I think we are neglecting the core issue. We are neglecting the issue that we are dealing with a disputed area and a disturbed area. Army can be useful when there is violence. Army can behave as a surgeon which has to do an operation, but then after the abscess is burst and operation is done and the bed material has been taken out, then there is a time for healing. If there is no primary healing, we need a secondary healing to promote, and that secondary healing promotion is the dialogue with the stakeholders. We cannot say that Hurriyat cannot be a stakeholder. We cannot say that the people who are promoting the militancy or terrorism, whatever you call, you can exclude some of them, but you cannot exclude everybody.
Okay.
There is a well-established civil society in Jammu and Kashmir.
Yes.
We have to take them into confidence. We have to to talk to them in a political atmosphere and in a meaningful way, in a meaning that we deliver the things to them.
Okay,
Until
point
we,
taken.
with the confidence
Taslim
of the
Rahmani,
people,
I have got few
which we
statements
won
from
earlier.
experts on this issue.
Which
We'll be
we
playing
won
them right
earlier.
here and I'll
again-
come back to
again-
you again.
पाकिस्तान पंजाब प्रोविंस को छोड़ के बलूचिस्तान में, सिंध में, नदन एरियाज़ में और पाकिस्तान ऑक्यूपाइड कश्मीर में हर रोज़ बेरहम से लोगों को कुचल रहा है, उनके साथ हर प्रकार के गलत बर्ताव करता है, और उसके बाद उसकी हिम्मत है कि हिंदुस्तान के ऊपर उंगली उठाए जहां एक डेमोक्रेटिकली इलेक्टेड सरकार है.
I think the center needs to take stock of the situation. The state government needs to get its act together, and measures to counter this kind of move in Kashmir, where Pakistan is definitely involved, needs to be taken.
जो हालात कश्मीर में है वो 5 साल पहले नहीं थे. अब जो मिलिटेंसी वहाँ पे बढ़ गई है वो मिलिटेंसी गौर से समझनी चाहिए. अब जो मिलिटेंट्स हैं, टेररिस्ट हैं, ये अच्छे परिवार से पढ़े लिखे लोग हैं, और जो बहुत सारे लोग कश्मीरी हैं, यानी पहले हुआ करता था कि बाहर से, पाकिस्तान से लोग आते थे, अभी भी आ रहे हैं, लेकिन ज़्यादातर मैं समझता हूँ लोकल बच्चे जो हैं वो अब मिलिटेंसी में आ गए.
Okay, I have a caller here from Assam on this issue. Can I know your name, please? Hello, could you introduce yourself? I think the line is cut. I'll go across to Vinod Sharma at this moment. Vinod Sharma, you heard what Taslim Rahmani said. Would you like to believe that Kashmir as it we hold today is disputed A? And then you can make your point.
What is this? Where is the question of belief?
Yes.
It is mentioned in Shimla Pact. It is mentioned in the Lahore Pact. Where is the question of belief?
So we take it as disputed and then move forward.
My dear friend, it is disputed. We have a claim on that. Pakistanis say they have a claim on that.
Yes.
So it is a disputed area.
Yes.
We are keeping what is with us. They are
Yes.
keeping what is with them.
Yes.
And finally, according to me, the solution will be to maintain the status quo.
Yes.
With some space for the Kashmiris to interact with each other across the border, as was happening in the back channel dialogue
Okay.
until 2007,
Yes.
where there was a paradigm shift in the approach of the two sides,
Yes.
that from new borders they moved to no borders,
Yes.
which means that we will not draw a new line. We will allow the same line to continue, and there would be common institutions on environment, other things, water.
But do you think as it is...
Please listen to me carefully.
Yes.
You know what I am saying is, forget about Kashmir dispute.
Yes.
Let's consider what's happening today within our side of Kashmir.
Yes.
That is what we are holding.
Yes.
Our side of Kashmir today, people who have been elected
Yes.
by those who are protesting today,
Yes.
cannot move out in their own constituencies.
Okay.
That is the biggest danger today.
Yes.
That if this element of distrust, which has caused this huge problem,
Yes.
is allowed to continue, pro-India voices in the valley will get shouted out
Okay.
by Azadi slogans.
Yes.
And that is what I am trying to say.
Okay.
And please salvage the ground that you had gained by holding good elections, good successive elections in the valley.
Yes.
Making a break from what we saw in the 80s.
Yes.
Now, I think that gain is under threat. It is under risk, because of this kind of disaffection, widespread disaffection of people of Kashmir vis-a-vis what they call India.
Yes.
You see, this is the alienation that you see in Kashmir.
Yes.
If Kashmir is the integral part of India,
Yes.
then we have to take initiatives to keep it that way
Okay.
in the minds of the people.
Okay, I've got a caller from Srinagar, Vinod Sharma. Is Salim from Srinagar wants to join us. Salim, what question do you have to ask or what point do you have to make?
So my simple question is, why not Pakistan, India think about Kashmiris? Let them live alone. Let them live a free life.
Yes.
Let them make their own future. Why are they fighting for?
Okay.
In between, Kashmiri is killed. Either he is Pandit, Hindu, anyone, Muslim.
Okay, point. Vinod Sharma will answer this question. I have taken your point.
Sir, with due respect, neither Pakistan nor we are going to leave the Kashmiris to their destiny, for the simple reason that Kashmir has a geographical piece of land, sits over the fountainhead of water. We cannot be handing over the tap to an Azad Kashmir as the demand is.
Okay.
So this is the geopolitical reality.
Okay. Point.
And I have to still find out whether these slogans of Azadi, which we are lately hearing,
Yes.
are for Azadi from both India and Pakistan.
Yes.
If
Yes.
that is so, then they are the third option people like JKLF.
Okay.
We don't even know their allegiance in
Okay.
terms of their thinking for Kashmir.
Okay, point taken. Lieutenant General Qadian, your comment, you heard the debate.
You see, the present outburst can be ascribed to emotionalism.
Yes.
A young man who was very popular, he has been killed. He was no doubt anti-India, he was a terrorist.
Yes.
There is every justification of eliminating, but there is an emotional outburst.
Yes.
But we also assume that today, leave aside Pakistan, there are youngsters, ages from 8 to 12 who are also involved in this movement.
Yes.
Not everyone is involved. Large majority want to live peacefully. It is that faction we need to target, we need to talk to them, we need to educate them, find out what is their problem. That is possible only through a dialogue.
Yes.
And then proceed accordingly.
Okay. Okay.
Today, the situation, we have to accept the fact that Pakistan is one factor, but that is not the only factor. There is a homegrown group of youth who are also involved into this problem.
Okay. Point. Point
let's
taken.
talk-
We'll
let's
move to
talk
closing
about
comments. I'll start with Taslim Rahmani. What would be your closing comment for this debate today?
See, I will say Kashmir is ours. Kashmiris too are ours, and
Yes.
they should feel it that they are ours.
Yes.
They belong to India. I think somewhere we are failed to give them a feeling that they are our own people. So that is the real problem. We have to address this issue. The sentiment this boy has expressed were not there in 2005, 2006.
Okay, point taken. I've taken your point. Vinod Sharma will
not,
give his closing
the
comment
sentiment
quickly,
there.
and then I move on to Raj Kadian for his closing comment.
I would not like to formulate it the way Mr. Rahmani has formulated, that Kashmir is ours and Kashmiris are also ours. You know,
Yes.
I think that people of Kashmir are Indians.
Yes.
If Kashmir is an integral part of India, the people of India include the people of Kashmir.
Yes.
And because they are Indians, the government of India and the state government there, where the party that is power in Delhi is also a participant in power, have to be doubly sensitive and give them a sense of belonging.
Give them a sense of belonging is the point I'm taking
that
off.
sense of belonging as opposed to a sense of accommodation, which may include some of the core issues as Mr. Rahmani was mentioning. Today, it is the time to heal the wounds.
Time to heal
and
the
not
wounds.
talk
That's
big
where I'm taking off
and
for
not
Raj
talk big.
Kadian. Your final comment, and then I close.
I think need today is to heal the wounds and make them psychologically feel
Yes.
that for us they are as good Indians as Punjabis or Andhrites are. Once that feeling goes, that healing touch goes, I think we will know what their problems are. We should be able to attend to them, and situation should improve. Till then, the security forces have to remain active and use whatever means are required to control the violence.
Okay. Thank you so much, General Raj Kadian, Tasleem Rahmani, Vinod Sharma for joining us on this debate. We will track this issue for you on News World India. Thanks for joining us today.